Now let us get a little more complicated. We have seen that subatomic particles exist as probabilities, and when we observe, we cause localization in a particular point in space and time. In other words, a particle has the potential of being in place A, B, C, and D. When we observe place C, it appears in place C and ceases to have the possibility of it appearing in places A, B, and D until we stop observing place C. Well, a new school of thought is studying the Everett-Wheeler-Graham theory that says that this quanta will actually localize in all the 4 points, but in different worlds that coexist with ours. In other words, all possibilities actually manifest into the physical, but in different parallel worlds. There is supporting evidence of this from physicists who are studying signs that the universe is a giant multidimensional hologram. How does this work? Well, when a particle has a probability to be in places A, B, C, and D, it will not choose just one place to be in. It will choose all 4. But for this to be possible, the universe splits into 4, each one of them unaware of the other 3. This is called the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. It sounds crazy, but think about it. It is definitely possible. Nothing is impossible for the source, God. Many religions tell us that even before we ask, it is given unto us. We are also told that everything that can possibly exist exists now. We also now know that the universe splits itself, or rather creates the illusion of separation, so that one piece can be the observed piece, and the other piece can be the observer piece, and so it knows itself. The one splits itself so that it can know itself, having something to compare itself with, for when it is only one, there is nothing it can compare itself with to know what it is. Yourself, your spirit or soul, is eternal and existing across space and time. Now, the next decision you make will split the universe. You will be conscious to the part of the universe you choose. You will also exist in the other part that you did not choose, but you will not be awake to it, even though its essences will still come to you and help you know that which you chose, and vice versa. Other people who choose the other world you did not choose will be awake there and not here in your world. Now you can see how free will works out all the time without conflicting itself, and how truth can seemingly be contradictory, yet all true. The universe is also split into your present self, your past selves, and your future selves. But you are only awake to one of those selves at a time, your present self. But your future selves, for example, are able to warn your present awake self of things they went through and did not like, so that you do not go through them. It is a huge, ever-shifting matrix, a very complex one. The whole matrix shifts with every decision. Life is an eternal process existing all at once with all possible existences now, and only you can choose which one to be awake to from instance to instance. Physics is only now beginning to prove it. By the way, dreaming is simply another state of consciousness. When you dream, your consciousness is in another realm, world, or time. See where your dreams may be coming from now? All this will make more sense when you understand what time is and how it works. We now know that the entire universe came from a small subatomic particle-like existence. It has since been expanding at a rate faster than you can imagine. Oceans forming, worlds forming, and so on, all courtesy of quantum physics. But it is even more magical. The universe is continually giving birth to new universes. Many physicists now see evidence of this type of multiple worlds behavior, and several interpretations of quantum physics to this effect exist. Most physicists believe that this is a continuous but chaotic or random occurrence, largely because they have found no other reason for it. But ask yourself, what part does spirit play? What part do you play, yourself, your soul? Could your choices be the cause of this observed chaotic splitting of worlds? Physicists like to exclude spirit in their studies. Yet spirit is what gives rise to matter and not the other way around. Think about that. Einstein is one of the few physicists who refused to believe that all this happens randomly or by chance. He said he refuses to believe that God plays dice. Know this: the quantum world is the real world. The world you see with your eyes is simply an imperfect perception of a group of quantum activity. Yet the quantum activity is caused by you. You are first cause. Never think that what you see with your eyes is first cause. It is just an effect. A good illustration of this is the famous Schrodinger's cat experiment by Erwin Schrödinger, who was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1933. It depicts what actually is happening when you place a cat in a box with a closed bottle of poison gas. You also place a device inside the box that will open the gas bottle and thus kill the cat. You then close the box so that you cannot see inside it. The gas in the bottle, by the way, only becomes poisonous if one particular radioactive atom in the box decays. Quantum physics shows that this radioactive atom exists simultaneously in the decayed and the not decayed states until it is measured, until you open the box and see whether the cat dies or not. Everything exists in all possible states until you observe it. You cannot know whether the cat is dead or alive without opening the box. While the box remains closed, the cat is both dead and alive at the same time. This is why quantum physics is so crazy. Two contradictory states actually coexist. When you open the box to check whether that radioactive atom decayed or not, and therefore whether the cat died or not, is when one of the two of these outcomes will materialize. Yet, physicists now know that, number one, their expectations and thoughts influence the results. Number two, the multiple worlds interpretation tells us that both actually happened, but the world split into both of these.